Hello, and again, welcome to eBay Open. Collectibles is the heart of eBay, and you, the seller community, is what makes it tick. My name is Deepak Rangaswami, and I'm the Senior Director of US Collectibles. I'm here to talk to you about some exciting things happening in the comics, toys, and coins categories. Today, we're going to start by going over some category updates and trends, then look at analytics and insights into seasonal demand, and finally, finish with an intro to eBay Live, a new way to sell on eBay. Let's jump into how our business performed in 2023. First, comics. We saw strong performance in comics last year. With all of your help, we saw more comics being listed on the site than ever before. Our listing growth was up 15%, and we saw an increase of 6% in sold items. We're very bullish on this category and are making strides to provide the best experience for both our buyers and sellers. As all of you comic sellers know, there are 4 major comic book ages or eras: Golden Age, Silver Age, Bronze Age, and Modern Age. We see a very healthy mix across all the eras, with the majority coming from the Modern Age, driven by new comics releases. You can see the list of the most popular characters that people are interested in on the right side. Personally, I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, and so I'm very excited to see him on the top spot of our characters. Please feel free to share in the comments who your favorite character is, and if you're more of a DC fan or a Marvel fan. Speaking of Marvel, as you all know, the Deadpool 3 movie came out earlier this year, featuring everyone's favorite mutant, Wolverine. With the excitement around the movie, we've seen both Wolverine and Deadpool comic sales grow over 34%. We often see this on the site as new movie announcements, trailers, and releases fuel our categories in collectibles, leading to higher sales for more prominent characters and franchises. Now, keep a close eye on upcoming releases and build up inventory to help take advantage of the rise in demand we see on site at these times. Lastly, I want to touch on the top sales and other recent trends we've seen in this category. As you can see, our top selling items were dominated by older books from the Marvel franchise. On the right, we've included the recent top search items highlighted by CGC and a few very popular characters. A majority of our top sales comes from graded comics. With that, let's move on to our next category, toys. I love the toys category. As you all know, it's been a very rough few years in the toy industry. Sales have been down, and sellers like yourself have been feeling the pressure. That being said, toys on eBay had a great 2023 despite industry headwinds. Like comics, this category continues to expand. Last year, we saw the number of listings grow 14%, while sold items increased 6% year over year. Now, what makes toys interesting is the spread of categories that you see listed on the left. From action figures to games to dolls, our customers love fueling their passions by purchasing from your stores on eBay. Our average sales price in toys is roughly 4 times that of the larger industry, which speaks to the unique mix of inventory that you bring to eBay and the nature of the customer that comes to eBay to shop in this category. Our customers love to shop, and they stay true to their favorite brands. This results in older and iconic brands continuing to see incredible prices on eBay. As you can see from the top searches, Lego continues to be a pillar in this category. Lastly, I want to spend some time talking about coins. One very interesting metric I want to call out is the level of visits we saw in 2023. Our traffic to coins grew double digits year over year, showing the power that this category has. We are constantly merchandising our pages to take advantage of this traffic and would love to work with all of you to make sure we are providing the right experience for the coins customers. Unlike toys, coins has a much smaller range of categories that make up our business. US coins accounted for the majority of our sales in 2023, with some of the top items influencing our search terms seen on the right. For our next segment, I want to cover some sales patterns we see, along with some seasonal demand patterns that dominate our categories. Continuing with coins, to no one's surprise, the spot price of the different metals has a major influence on the performance in this category. For example, we saw quite a spike in sales on eBay around the middle of April as the price of gold was rising to new heights. Whenever prices go up, investors see coins as a viable asset and purchase on eBay. Along with these investors, speculative buyers flood to eBay expecting values to go up in order to sell at a higher price in the future. Now let's look more generally at the daily and weekly sales patterns that we see in collectibles. Did you know that auctions receive 43% of their bids between 3 and 9 p.m. Mountain Time? Or that most successful auctions end between 5 and 7 p.m. Mountain Time on Sundays? Feel free to share in the comments what you tend to do and share any strategies you use to take advantage of these things. As I'm sure everyone in this room knows, there are annual spikes that occur within our categories. With most cultural moments, we see a clear pattern emerging. May the 4th is a perfect example of this. Beginning almost 6 weeks prior to an event like May the 4th, inventory is released, excitement slowly starts to build in the community, and this excitement culminates in increased sales on the actual date, followed by a drop-off period afterwards as the excitement subsides. On a larger scale, we see this in holiday season as well. New inventory gets released during Q3, leading to hype and excitement that fuels the purchases throughout Q4 on both new and older inventory. Interestingly, our peak time for toys is actually early to mid-December, and not Black Friday, as you may have guessed. Take advantage of this peak in December by offering compelling deals as customers look to round out their final Christmas shopping. Now, finally, we get to chat maybe about the most interesting feature that we've added to our platform, eBay Live. Now, eBay Live is a new way to connect with your buyers. It's our live shopping platform that provides a highly engaging and, more importantly, a fun way to connect with your audience. This will help you build your brand on eBay. If you would like to get involved, please apply using the link provided and one of our teammates will review your application. Now for a quick recap. Firstly, all three categories, comics, toys, and coins, are seeing robust growth on eBay. Secondly, I cannot stress enough the importance of planning around cultural moments and daily and seasonal traffic patterns to take advantage of the increased demand that we see during such times. And finally, I know I touched on it briefly, but I'm super fired up about what's happening on eBay Live. It is a platform that will help change eBay for the better, and I highly recommend you consider selling with us there. With that, I want to thank you all for tuning into our eBay Open presentation for comics, toys, and coins. We love our categories and have a true passion to better the experience for our buyers and sellers. From the bottom of my Collectibles heart, I want to thank you for entrusting us with your business, and please know that we're doing everything we can to help make commerce on eBay the best it can be. Take care and have a great day. Today, we're joined by Sharon, aka Pop Queen, a top seller in collectibles. Thank you, Sharon, for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me here. I'm really excited for this.
So, let me first start off by asking you about user behavior today. Like during the pandemic, there was a big collectibles boom, and then since then there's been a little bit of a lull, but what are you seeing today?
That is a really good question. So there are times that it's a little bit slow with collectibles, but we have our times that we have a boom. Like let's say a new movie comes out, which was just Deadpool, Wolverine. You can't help but see a boom in Marvel, Deadpool, Wolverine collectibles on eBay, especially we just had San Diego Comic-Con. So it's not just Funkos that we saw with Deadpool, Wolverine, but they have other collectibles as well, pins, clothing. So all of that you see being put on eBay during the con. You see people sitting at tables, loading everything onto eBay. It's so much fun. That's exactly what I did.
And speaking of SDCC, how was the energy there?
It was amazing. There was so many people. I think they're bigger and better than ever since before COVID. So they're definitely up and running again.
And you were also at Funko Fun Days?
I was.
that?
It was an amazing experience. It was actually my first time ever at Fun Days. And Mike Becker, the creator of Funko, his last Fun Days. So the energy in there was amazing. It was like being at the concert if the Beatles and Elvis Presley were there together. Like the energy was just amazing at Fun Days.
In a related note, but switching topics a little bit, you sell on eBay Live.
I do.
Do you see live commerce as a big part of your future?
I absolutely love eBay Live, and that is why I'm here, because I love the live selling aspect. I can talk to my customers just like I'm talking to you right now. I get to know them on a personal level. We do talk about collectibles. We do talk about the latest movies that just came out. And to me, that's a really fun way to sell and not just have a store, which is great. I love my store, but you don't get to interact like you do on the live.
Looking forward to the holiday season, how are you thinking about planning for it? Walk us through your thoughts.
Wow, we're thinking about the holiday season already. Okay. The holiday season is definitely a big time for collectibles. We do see some great sales there. But for me, it's also a time to give back. Last year, I did an eBay Live where I raised over $10,000 for Toys for Tots. And I'm hoping to do the same again this year, but with a higher goal in mind. So hopefully we can chat about that later.
Well, let's wrap this up with one final question. Out of all your years of selling, what was a memorable experience that just stood out for you?
That would definitely have to be my very first eBay Live. It was at New York Comic Con last year in October. I was right in the middle of the eBay booth at the Javits Center, and I had Mike Becker, the creator of Funko, on the show. And I sat there right in the middle of the stage with all my Funkos across the entire eBay booth, which was such a crazy experience. And I don't think that there's any way to top that, but we can try again for next New York Comic Con.
Definitely talk about New York Comic Con this year. It's coming up in October.
Yes.
So thank you so much, Sharon. I really appreciate you taking the time to join us today.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
And for the rest of you, stay tuned for live Q&A.